Today, we're talking about something called the 60 Projects ecosystem. It's all about a different way to learn to code, one that takes you from just following along to actually building and shipping real professional apps. So let's dive right in.
All right, let me just ask you something right off the bat, because I think a lot of us have been here. Are those coding tutorials you're watching actually holding you back? You know, you sink hours, maybe even weeks into them, but when it's all over, do you feel like a better developer? Or just better at typing what someone else tells you to type?
This is what people call the tutorial trap, and man, is it frustrating. It's this endless cycle, right? You learn a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but you never seem to connect the dots. You never bridge that gap to build something, real.
And what's the result of all that effort? Well, usually, it's a hard drive full of what I like to call toy demos. You've got your classic to-do list app, maybe a little weather widget. I mean, sure, they work, but let's be honest. They're not the kind of serious, production-level apps you can slap on your portfolio and confidently show a hiring manager.
See, here's the fundamental flaw with most tutorials. They teach you isolated features, but they don't teach you how to build a whole system. The code's often incomplete, there's zero real-world error handling, what happens when things go wrong, the tech stack can be a few years out of date, and the big one, you almost never, ever actually deploy the thing to production.
So, how do we get out of this trap? Well, it's all about a mindset shift. We have to stop thinking in terms of little code snippets and start thinking about building complete systems. And that's exactly where this idea of a new learning ecosystem comes into play.
And it all kicks off with this number, 60. So what's so special about 60? Well, I can tell you what it's not. It's not 60 more tutorials. No way. It's 60 complete, fully production-ready projects.
Okay, production ready. That's a term that gets thrown around a lot. But what does it actually mean in this context? It means the whole shebang, the entire journey. We're talking UI, backend, database, user authentication, proper testing, all the way to actually deploying it. That is the massive difference between a toy demo and a real asset for your career.
And no, you're not just building the same boring apps 60 times over. Look at this. The ecosystem covers what's hot right now. You've got AI projects, SaaS applications, complex web apps, games, even tools and utilities for other developers. You can literally pick a path that lines up perfectly with where you want to take your career.
All right, so let's put these two approaches head-to-head, real projects versus those standard demos. Because when you see them side by side, man, the difference for your career becomes incredibly clear.
It really comes down to a fundamental difference in philosophy. On one side, with the 60 projects, the focus is on end-to-end development, the whole thing. On the other side, with tutorials, you're just learning isolated features. One way, you learn to build a product. The other way, you learn to build a piece of a product. And guess what employers are desperate for? People who can build the whole product.
I mean, this table says it all, doesn't it? Look at the 60 projects column. It's just a wall of green check marks. End-to-end development? Check. Production deployment? Check. Real-world error handling, a modern tech stack, AI integration? Check, check, check. These are the exact things that most YouTube tutorials, and let's be real, even a lot of expensive coding courses just skip.
And when we say modern tech stack, we're not kidding around. This isn't stuff from 5 years ago. This is what companies are hiring for today. We're talking Next.js 16 with the app router, Fast API, and Python for screaming fast backends, Supabase for your database, and even super cutting-edge stuff like LangGraph for AI agents and Stripe for handling payments. This is the real deal.
And the code itself? It's built to professional standards. Just look at this breakdown. It's almost entirely TypeScript. And why does that matter? Because that's what the industry wants. They want developers who can write safer, more maintainable, professional-grade code. Having that on your resume is a huge, huge plus.
Okay, so the value proposition is pretty clear, right? But you're probably wondering, how does this actually work? How do I use it? Well, it's actually a really simple but powerful 3-step process to get you those production-level skills. Think of it like this. Step 1. You just browse through the 60 options and find a project that actually excites you, something that matches your career goals. Step 2, you build it. You follow along with a complete, professional code base, and you learn real-world patterns along the way. And finally, Step 3, you launch it. You actually deploy it online, creating concrete, tangible proof of what you can do for your portfolio.
And all of this leads to the most important part of all, the impact it has on your career. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about becoming a slightly better coder. It's about using those skills to build a better life, a better career.
Let's talk about real people.
Take Sarah Chen. She worked through just 3 of these projects. The result? She landed a senior front-end role at a fintech startup. Her words, the production code experience was invaluable. And that's it right there. It's the experience that companies hire for.
Or how about Marcus Rodriguez? He was a web dev, but he wanted to get into the red-hot field of AI engineering. So he focused on the AI agent projects. And guess what? He made the switch. He was able to show off skills that went way beyond a typical web developer's portfolio.
And listen, it's not always about landing a job at a big company. For entrepreneurs like Emily Watson, this was a total game changer. She used the SaaS projects as a foundation to build her own MVP, her own product. She got her first paying customers in just 2 months. I love what she says. Real code beats tutorials every time. Couldn't have said it better myself.
So really, that's what this all boils down to. It's time to change the goal. Let's stop trying to just finish another tutorial. Let's start aiming to build a career. And to do that, you have to build real things. Period.
So, that just leaves one last question, and this one's for you. Thinking about your own goals, your own career, are you ready to stop building little demos and start building projects that actually matter? Your answer to that question could be the next big step you take.